What is up, my Dragon Champions homies? I'm Bones88, and we have April's first update. There's lots and lots of stuff to go over, so with further ado, let's just get into that. We'll go to the test server for some things and all that like we usually do. And just remember, when we do go to the test server, that everything is subject to change. The kits might be different by the time you see these characters and all that. So it's all test server footage, so take it all with a pinch of salt. Like, there's tons of things that may not be the end result. So just remember that while we're doing this video. So let's jump over real quick to Discord and check out the actual patch notes. We'll read from there, and then we'll jump back and forth, and I'll give you my thoughts. So let's do it. Okay, so we're over here on Discord. There's not a lot of stuff to read, but there's a lot of stuff to go over on the test server and everything. So let's get right into it. I'm just going to read from the text, and then we'll go from there. Hello, champions. In the second update of March, but to me this is April's, because we have 2 more days, so technically this is April's update. But either way, we are adding extra points for wins on the second and third attempt in the battlegrounds, fixing some nasty bugs, introducing new heroes to the game, and anticipating Easter that will bring a lot of activities to part in and lots of awesome prizes to win. Happy egg hunting! So here's what's new in the update 1.4.55. Alright, in general, there's a new hero, Sabator, who is a clan's orc healer, available from the Easter activities. So it's looking like we're getting some kind of a season almost every month, like a seasonal thing, which if that's the case, that's really cool. That just keeps different stuff going on and on and on, and it's kind of a little thing, but it's still cool. It's still really neat. So we'll be getting him from the Easter activities that go on there, and then we find out later on that he'll be farmable somehow. We won't know for another month or so before that happens, but each time a season comes around, there's usually a specific character you can only farm at that moment, at that seasonal event. So we also have the new human warrior that I went over in my video a couple days ago. Her name's Naya, and she will be available from the Season of Sun starting April 1st, so she is the new Battle Pass character. I'm really excited about her. I can't wait to use her. We're going to go over her right this second. Let's go over to the test server and let's look at Sabator and Naya. Alright guys, here we are over on the test server, and here is Sabator. He's an orc and he's a healer. First of all, they said that he is influenced from Ozzy Osbourne himself. I mean, look at him. He's kind of crouched over. He's kind of got the weird, black crow thing going on. And look, he's got a bat hanging from his belt. And if you're an Ozzy fan, you know that he bit a head off of a bat one time. So I can definitely see some influence in him, but they said he was influenced by Ozzy himself. He's kind of got the glasses going on. Kind of looks like Ozzy. I mean, for real though. But with that being said, this guy looks awesome. I just skimmed through his kit a little bit. I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. I was just kind of seeing what was going on. But with that being said, let's start going through his kit and see what you guys think about him. So on his passive ability, Sabator gains 10% magical damage and 5% potency increase for each enemy afflicted at least by 1 debuff. So I mean, that's okay. I kind of don't like the prerequisite that someone has to be debuffed, but these days, I don't know. Maybe it's not bad. Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but I don't know. But yeah, that's at level 7, and so let's move on to his third ability. It's called Beneath My Wing, and at level 7 it reads, removes all debuffs from himself, applies to himself and all allies armor increase for 2 turns. Applies to himself and Hard Orc debuff immunity for 2 turns. Inflicts slow and daze for 2 turns to all enemies afflicted by ability block or buff immunity. So that's another thing. You're going to find this guy may have to be paired with Hard Orc. They might be like forcing you to make sure that they're both on the team at the same time, because a lot of this guy's kit comes from Hard Orc being on the same team as him. And I'm telling you now, I just T7'd all of Hard Orc's abilities. You get a T7 Hard Orc and you put this guy together, there might be some trouble, and they might be one of the best duos in the game. I don't know yet. We're just got the test build today, and I'll do some testing, and we'll find more out. But I'm very excited about this guy. So his second ability, it's called Special Herbs. I wonder what kind of herbs those are. Anyways, and at level 7, it reads, heals all allies for 540% of Sabator's magical damage. Allies with full health and no debuffs instead get shield equal to 270% of Sabator's magical damage. Applies potency increase to all allied orcs for 2 turns. Okay, so like the bottom one part here where it says applies potency increase is good. I mean, most characters need it no matter what. The orcs really need it, so that's okay. But this thing about only being able to give shield, they have to have no debuffs. That I'm a little bit worried about. Like I said, none of this is set in stone, by the way, either. So just know that. I might have to say something, because I just think that you're never going to have a chance where someone seems to always have a debuff on them. Not always, but it just doesn't seem like this is going to help much when it comes down to that. So, I don't know. We'll have to see on how it works, but that's okay. It's an okay one. So, with his basic at level 7, it reads, deals 240% magical damage to an enemy. If the target received damage to its health, inflict buff immunity for 2 turns. So that's big. And if we go back to this real quick, it says he's applying debuff immunity for 2 turns to Hard Orc and himself, and then he's inflicting slow and daze if there's ability block or buff immunity out there. Well, Hard Orc puts out ability blocks and other things like that. So that's what I'm saying. They're going to be, I think, pretty crazy once you start putting them together, because their kit, this guy's kit really relies on Hard Orc completely. Theory crafting, there might be some other people out there, but what comes to mind is almost essential pairings with Hard Orc in order to do well. And that's what they're going with, I think, anyway. So that's Sabator. He looks really cool. I'm super stoked to get him. Man, just every time it starts to get stale, they come out with something where I'm like, man, I want to give them all my money now. But we'll see how they test out. We might do a little stream testing them out and stuff here in a couple days. So, alright, let's go on next to Naya. Alright, Naya is a human warrior. If you guys have seen the new Pixar movie, Raya and the Last Dragon, I think it's called, you can tell this is where they got their inspiration. Unless I could be wrong and there could be other people similar to that. But this just really reminds me of that movie, and it's mainly because of this sword here. This sword will extend out into like a whip-like thing. It's exactly the weapon they use in that Raya movie. So stoked about her. I mean, I keep thinking, oh, sure they're going to come up with a lame character for Battle Pass so I can kind of quit buying them. Nope, she's getting it. And we're about to read her kit too here in a second, but she just looks badass. And just this sword here, man, I'm ready to see her in action, so... Alright, so let's read her kit. Her passive. At T7, it reads, enemy with the biggest maximum health who receive additional damage equal to 6% of their health. And then it also says that damage will ignore armor. Enemies afflicted by taunt can't dodge Naya's attack and counterattack her. And see, what does that mean? They can't dodge her attacks. But then they counterattack her? Which is weird, but okay. Maybe there's something in her kit where if she gets attacked out of turn, she gets something? I don't know. It says if Selena is in the party, she gains same advantages. So everything you see here, Selena will be getting. It looks like they're trying to give Selena maybe a little bit of rework by pairing her with this girl here, Naya. Let's keep reading on and see. So her third ability is Sword Dance. And with at level 7, it reads, gains a crit damage increase, a tenacity increase, and a damage increase, and a dodge increase for 2 turns. So there's 4 pretty good buffs. That's pretty good. If Selena is in the party, she gains the same effects. If Naya is at full health, she restores 50% turn meter. That sounds pretty cool. You can definitely see they're building it up. They're building it up so that you can make a second human team. Like, you can just see that. They're giving Selena a place to be, and that's paired with her. So that's pretty cool, because Selena's kind of trash, to be honest. No one likes Selena. So maybe she'll make Selena great again. or for the first time. Okay, second ability. At level 7, it reads, deals 265% physical damage to all enemies. Randomly rearranges all effects of taunt and invisibility on enemies who receive damage. Ignores tenacity. If position of debuffs hasn't changed, Naya restores 30% of turn meter. Okay, her kit is crazy. This could end up being awesome. It could just be I can't tell right now until I test her. But this is interesting. So it's an AoE. This AoE will rearrange all effects of taunt and invisibility on enemies. So if people are invisible or have taunt, she's going to mix it all around. You know, she's going to throw invisibility on somebody else, put that taunt somewhere else, and just kind of completely change up what's going on. It may benefit you. It may make it worse. It's kind of an RNG thing, you can tell. I'm interested. I want to see this happen. It's going to be really funny to see. And if nothing happens, and maybe like if everyone dodges or whatever, then she just restores 30% turn meter. So I'm interested to see that. I don't know how that's going to work, but it's a very interesting mechanic, to say the least. Okay, now her basic. At level 7, it reads, deals 275% physical damage to an enemy. If the target is afflicted by taunt, it deals additional 275% physical damage to other random enemy and inflicts bleeding for 2 turns to both targets. Okay, so this is what she's doing. If the target she chooses to attack has taunt, it will deal her damage, and then it will deal the same amount of damage to some random person on the enemy team. And then it inflicts bleeding for 2 turns on both of the targets, the random one and the one that was taunting. For a basic, that's pretty badass, man. That's cool, guys. Another awesome, weird little thing with her kit. It's one of the most interesting kits. I can't wait to see how she plays out. You know, you can kind of see her stats over here. I mean, they're not too bad. I don't really know. I don't have time to study, but she definitely looks a little squishy, though, because this is at gear 12. So, anyways, we'll do more testing and messing around with her. We'll do some more videos. But yeah, guys, that's Naya for you. So let's go back to Discord and see what else we got going on. Alright, so there's not much more left than just those 2 kit reveals, to be honest. So it says, Easter is coming to Corridor. Take part in competitive and special events, tournaments, earn Easter coins, and spend them on epic items and hero stones in the special Easter shop. If you were here for last season or before, it's the same exact thing. You're getting special currency. There's going to be special tournaments. You're going to get special coins for this goes on for 2 weeks. And you could spend those coins, and they're usually some pretty good stuff. You just don't get a lot of coins, so you got to really do the most you can to get the most coins to spend the most stuff. And it doesn't refresh very often either. So it's pretty cool, but I wish you could get more things in a shorter amount of time. And it's mainly because of the refresh countdown. It takes forever. It's like a 1-day refresh countdown. And I had a bunch of currency I wanted to use on one person, but I had to spend it on other things because the refresh cooldown took so long. So anyways, new seasonal event, Easter. You can expect probably the same exact thing you've been getting. There's a balance change. In Battlegrounds, you will now get 15 points for winning on the 2nd attempt and 10 points for winning on the 3rd attempt. So what this is I don't know where it's set at now, but pretty much you can get the same amount of points for beating a team twice or beating a team 3,000 times. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have to keep retrying and retrying and retrying, well, you don't get docked any points for losing so many. It's just the same amount. And I kind of agree, if you take too many tries to beat a team, you should be docked a few points. I'm not a whole bunch, and they're not docking them much. It's just 5 points. But it's still something that kind of needs to happen, so that, let's say someone beats all your teams in Battlegrounds in 1 hit, except for 1. And it took them 2 tries to get it. But you do the same thing to them, but it took you 3 tries and 1 to beat 1. Well, that wouldn't be fair if you won or anything else because it took you more tries to beat it, but yet you still won. You know what I'm saying? So it's a small little bug fix, but it's a good thing. So they got some bug fixes. They returned runic energy to free daily energy daily quest. I don't know what that means. I use my runic energy to do the 10 refresh node things on the daily quest. I don't know what they mean by that. We'll find out. It says fix the error that sometimes occurred upon opening in daily quests. I don't know what they're saying there either. I'm confused. But it's just another bug fix. Other small fixes and improvements. So that's always good. So what we have here is just the new characters and their kits, which we just went over. There's some concept art. That's pretty cool. And there's Sabator's concept art right there. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're done with this video. But there's one thing I want to kind of talk about, because I was going to do a video about Sabator and throw this in there at the same time. So this is a little random, but I want to include it in this video because I don't know where else to put it. I want to talk about what are they going to do legendary wise after we get the dwarf legendary and the half pig legendary events. What happens then? Like, we won't get any more legendaries after that until we get a new race. Lizard Breath, if you're watching, or anyone else, let me know what you think. But me and XMG were talking. In other hero collector games, Strike Force, Galaxy of Heroes, most of the other ones, they do have legendary events where it's just some random character for some random faction that is but legendary status, like is a badass. And it requires usually like 5 random tunes. Not just dwarves, not just orcs, not just one faction, but it could be 5 people from 5 different factions. You know what I'm saying? It's just a random, for the most part, it's a random choice of characters in the roster. Sometimes it just gives you a reason to farm a crappy character just so you can unlock another legend. But right now in this game, we do not have that. The only way you can unlock a legendary is if you have 5 of a certain faction. And that's awesome. I love that they've already done that and gotten out of the way. But Play Quantum, please, please, please start giving us some legendaries where it requires 5 random heroes. Especially for people like me and others that are in-game. Our rosters are pretty much like filled up. Like, give us a reason to you know, unlock that Robin Bad and kind of gear him up a bit so that we can, I mean, even if just because he's required for a legendary character, well, if that legendary character is badass, then I have no problem farming Robin Bad. I've farmed thousands of bad characters to get good ones in my lifetime of hero collecting. I don't really have much more to say about that, but guys, let me know below like what you think about that. Would you guys like to see a legendary that had 5 random tunes instead of just faction based? I would like that. XMG said he would like that, but there's no wrong answer. Just let me know, guys, what you think. You know, is that a good idea? Is it a bad idea? And just let me know your reasons why you think that. So with that being said, that's about it. I love y'all. I love Dragon Champions. It's still going strong. One more thing I want to say about this is that we need content, though, for these characters. I know you guys are going to say below, what good are all these characters without content? It's coming, guys. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I can't say any more. But we do need content for it, and we need it soon. And I think it'll be sooner than you guys think. But that's all I can say. So hang in there. We're going to get some more content for these characters. But for right now, we got some really awesome characters that I'm really excited for. And they will be getting my Battle Pass money. And they will be getting my Drake Coin money again next month. That's how excited I am about these characters. We will do some streams and stuff testing these guys out more because I'm so excited. And I can test them as we speak. And we're allowed to show you guys. With that being said, I love you guys. Have a good night. And I'll see you later. Peace.